Hello, everyone. Sorry about that. I had to move this over here because I am uneducated in the ways of getting things to stream where I want them to. Again, I am learning. I am but a learner. Looking old, looking a little rough today, but we're going to do this thing. I just want to get, go ahead. Okay, so once a couple of people pop in, I will start with the unboxing. Right now, I am just making some adjustments here. Cool. We are live, yes. Outer Multiverse, thanks for joining again on this room instead of the other room. You know how it is. How's my audio coming through? All right. So I will move Tiny Me out of the way. I will move the Deveronian with a gun. Move him right out of the way. Move Pac-Man out of the way. This box is heavy. All right, I got just watching one of my Fallout videos. Which one? Because I am curious. I wonder how people like my Fallout content. I personally really enjoy Fallout. Really enjoy making the games or playing the games, and I really enjoy making props. Clean that camera off there. How's that? Looking good? Looking a little better? Look at that. I've been hitting the weights a little bit. It sucks, but I'm starting to get my arms back. Jason, hello. Thank you for popping in. I'm sorry I had to jump into this new window. I'll take care of that. I'll get that sweet thumbnail that I threw together up. The shish kebab one. Yeah, I had fun making that shish kebab. It's probably my favorite Fallout prop that I've made. There's been a couple others that I made that are pretty damn cool that I haven't shown off. One day I will probably do that when I do like a big Fallout photo shoot. That's something I want to do this fall, actually. But yeah, so let's get to the heart of the live, the reason we are all here. Obviously you guys want to see what's in the package from Jason. Got a box today on my front porch. Lovely postman left it right in the rain. Fortunately, I have cameras, so I was able to see that someone had come through and dropped it off. So we're going to tilt this camera down a little bit. Oh yeah, we're going to get clever with this because again, I don't know how to do these things. I don't have a setup. I'll actually open it this way, facing you guys like a pizza. So, Jason, is there anything I should know about in here? Like, are there any, like, snakes going to pop out or anything like that? I'm kidding. I hope there's not snakes in here. All right. So, we've got this looks like a piece of, my brain is just not working today. Can you tell? It's been a day. I've had a very busy day at work. It was just nonstop, and then I had to help run a meeting. Piece of Alderan. So there we have it. So I did order 2 kits from Jason. I ordered one of the side door kits, and I ordered a sci-fi kit, and Jason let me know he had included some extra pieces in here, so I'm excited to look through those. So we're going to get started with the bag stuff first, obviously. Some of these great resin prints. So Jason, you could actually tarp material. There you go. You can actually tell us this little item here, this one in particular, I'll even open it up. I've been painting them to look like mini fridges because that's what they remind me of, or like deep freezers. Is there anything specific that they are supposed to be? Because I like these. I paint them white and I do the top and I add the black in the thing, but it appears to me like a deep freezer. So I've been using them as those. These cubes there, very Star Wars, very sci-fi. One of my favorite things to have just in the dioramas. And getting the supports off is super easy, and then I just give everything a little bit of a sand because I love, like, resin. There's barely a print line. Like, you can barely see if you look at it in the right lighting and shine a laser. Okay, it's just a container. Again, I treat it like a mini fridge. So I have Galaxy's Edge sodas that Aegis sent me, and I put them on top of it, and I have my cat in the world, and she's just selling cold sodas out of there, cold Galaxy's Edge Sprite. But yeah, as I was saying, with the print lines, which are barely there, again, you really have to catch it like in a certain light. I just love to give everything a quick sand. Helps the paint adhere, but you could take these out and just wipe them down. I always recommend, no matter where you buy from, who you buy from, wipe your prints down. And yeah, these things are great. Let's see here. I'll put those aside because I want to keep. I'm probably going to paint a lot of these tonight. These barrels are my favorite sci-fi barrels, and I actually found out that they are a real barrel. The problem being around here is that people seek them out, and the people that have them, they're containers for like feed and different things at farms, have realized that they are way more valuable than those regular blue barrels because people were buying them for haunted houses and setups. So yeah, I get to have them in tiny scale instead. And I love these. Like, the prints, again, are great. They're hollow, so you could put things in them. You know, if you have something you want to hide in a diorama, just literally just drop it right on top. And that's great. And there's a couple of those in here, so I'm super excited about those. I have another one that I painted up, and I've got it in the background by the workshop, the droid workshop that I built. And again, these things are just damn great little items to have in your diorama. I love the sci-fi containers, and they just add so much to your world building, and you could do so much with them. Highly recommend. Get these guys out of the way, these baggies, so that when my garbage man goes through and picks up my trash, he thinks I'm a dealer. So it looks like I've got sci-fi panels here, sci-fi wall panels. I'm excited about those. I have another one of the sci-fi wall kits that I've got to get set up. And I've already popped out the pieces and started priming them for paint. I have so much. I have so many things that are ready for paint, and it's just been. I wasn't feeling so hot this weekend, so I didn't want to go outside and spray paint. And then just working during the week. By the time it gets time to paint, and it's also raining right now, so I'm excited. I'll get these things all lined up and knock them all out at once. That way, I can put everything together. So yeah, that's cool. I love the wall panels, and I love just like even the pieces that you pop out if you don't glue them in or whatever. Keep those pieces. And again, like I said, I think it was on Dom's show when we were interviewing Jason. Keep the scraps because they make great extra pieces for wall details and greeblies, and you can put them in other places too. So keep that in mind when you order sets from Jason. Another set of containers here, sci-fi containers. These guys, I like these. I painted those all up as little white tubes. I think these ones are going to be done up as olive drab, and I'll put some like Arabesh lettering on the sides to make them look like almost like ammo tubes, and have those set with my Mandalorians or have them set on the back of a truck somewhere. So those are always cool. Now, these little computer hard drive deck things, I painted them up to look like Xboxes and PlayStations because that's, again, like I know they're supposed to be like little hard drives and space computers, but they just remind me of gaming systems. So I've got them painted up like that in my diorama. And, you know, to show you how easy it is, even if you don't have snips to take the supports off, you can just pinch with your fingers and they come right off. So I super recommend DVD players. Yeah, no, absolutely. I could see that as well. You could do a Fast and Furious diorama from the first movie where Dom and everybody steal them out of the back of a truck. That was the big score in the first one, was TVs with DVD players. And this barrel looks like the trash barrel that we keep in the front end of my house, the little metal one where you step on the pedal and it opens up. But again, just a great sci-fi container. And really, you paint this whatever color you want. You hit this box with, say, black or white. Take a paint pen or even just the tip of a needle, dip it in some red, and tap on the ends of those buttons. Tap one of them green, and it looks like you get a little, you know, it is a little sci-fi panel there, but it adds just that much more depth to what you're building. So that's another cool piece in there. I'm like a kid on Christmas right now. Like I said, I haven't been feeling good the past couple of days. I think it's just the seasonal change. I tested negative for the big C, OVID, so that's good. I had a meeting today at work where I had to talk, so I ate like a numbing cough drop, so I'm feeling pretty good here. And again, there's some extras in this bag, which I'm excited about. We've got some more SCI-FI wall panels, which is great because I have so many goddamn doors. And I'm looking forward to like putting recessed details like this together. Jason, the containers on Rebels are really cool. I thought those were great. And then the ones that they used on Tatooine in the Book of Boba Fett, I thought there were a lot of cool, different containers compared to what else was out there. And those are a couple of panels, and they're on sprues supports. I say sprues support, same thing. So I want to pop them right off, easy painting. And again, like just the level of detail that's there. It's and I'm not saying this is an insult by any means. It's basic, but it just does the damn job. Like that adds so much value to what you're working on. And we've got some more wall panels. It looks like a droid socket, a couple of droid sockets. Oop, one of them popped out. Maybe it's upside down. And that's so damn cool. These all go with the kit. Okay. That makes my life a little bit easier. Makes things make sense for me. Because I've watched the video a couple of times, but it's literally my television is right there over my dresser. So I pay attention to that as I'm working and painting. And as you guys can see, I'm like rearranging things. When I readjust the camera, I'll show you. And another panel for that diorama. Let's see here. We got these guys. These look like pylons maybe for the end of the hallway. We'll find out. But I like those a lot. So this is really cool. I'm excited. Like I literally feel like a little kid on Christmas. Getting to open these up. Drop those in there. Okay, and so we've got some drinking straws. Those will be good. No, these are for the Jason, if I'm correct, these are for the undercarriage, the rigging that goes underneath the diorama, correct? And then we've got some different, looks like we got the door here for the kit. All right, cool. So we got the door for the diorama, and everything's nicely flat packed, and you can see where all the lines are and the laser cuts. I've gotten some laser cuts for people where the cut is so fine or so fair, like they didn't have the laser tuned into the correct cutting. Essentially, I would have just had to get a straight edge and cut it out myself because that's an extra door. Okay, all right, very cool. Maybe I'll put that together today. It's just something quick to build. I say quick, it'll probably take me 2.5 years. And another bag of flat pack parts. I'm going to this looks like these are probably the pillar thing that goes at the end of the hallway. The support. Maybe I'm wrong. All right. And then we've got a loose drinking straw in here. There's a bunch of these pipes that go with the diorama that are in here. Let's get those. That's the supports there. And then so we've got, I'm going to tilt this because if I start letting all the little pieces pop out, I'll have to spend an hour collecting them, which I will because, like I said, I'm a little gremlin for Greeblies. And this is something I want to point out that Jason does. It's backwards because my screen is mirrored, but right. It shows that it's for the R kit. It's for the R facing kit. I've gotten kits from professional companies where you'll order a left or right or top or bottom of something and I'll receive a part and it's marked for the other thing. And then it's like pulling teeth trying to get them to replace or send the correct item. So like that's super cool and very smart. Whenever I disassemble something that's going to go back up, I always put witness marks on it myself. That's a holdover from working in aerospace back when I was building before I moved to painting. was putting witness marks or marking your parts so that you knew which assemblies they went to and which side. And like just all the details, all the pieces are here. The grates, like you can't beat this. There's no one, and I'm sure someone will come along and tell me I'm wrong, but like there's no one else in the game making anything like this. No one else is making diorama kits that are playable. People are making buildings that are playable, which, you know, that's cool. Everybody wants to do the Empire Toy Works thing, and I get that. But no one's making dioramas that you can also utilize in your world. Like you know, Jason, you might not make these with the thought of playability in mind, but I think anybody over 13 years old that wants like a toy set to play on or whatever, maybe even I was a gentle kid with my toys. I mean, I drew on them and painted them and stuff, but I wasn't like super rough with them. But I played on. I'd love to have had stuff like this, like for the toys that I had. The floor grading, like there's nobody else there doing. There's no one else doing this. So, and I'm getting them out of order. So this will be fun to put back in order. But I can watch the video back, and just, you know, it's thick. The pieces that need to be thick and strong they're well marked. They're well lasered. Like this is going to be such a damn fun kit to put together. I'm looking forward to it. Thank you again, Jason. Like this is phenomenal. Thank you for the extra pieces in the package. Like I'm so hyped. Put these guys here. So I'm gonna leave these out because I think actually, like I said, I'm gonna do the door today, or maybe at least get it primed up for paint. All right, so let's see here. Here we go. Yeah, the laser. Jason, what kind of laser do you have? If you don't mind sharing with these guys, that way anybody who might want to pick up a cutter, you know, may pick up a cutter. Or a laser cutter anyway. While we chat here, guys, I will go ahead and get my my snips for modeling that I use. It's an Epilogue Zing. Epilogue Zing. That sounds like something you might order, you know, off of a secret menu somewhere. Now, Jason, I know I said it on the video. I commented on your video for the tattoo parlor that you made for your layout. Watching you fillet that little ship's wheel gave me so much goddamn anxiety. I used to work in a restaurant, and I've seen some people, worked in a couple of restaurants actually, and I've seen some people grievously injure themselves trying to do what you were doing with chef's knives and you know, fillet knives and things like that, and you're just carefully doing it, and the whole time I'm watching, I'm like, oh my God, please don't cut yourself. Please don't cut yourself. So kudos to you for doing that. But man, ooh, I was nervous for you. All right, get some supports in there. I'm just going to pull those out, knock my lamp over while I'm doing so. Years of practice. I feel you. The only time I got really badly injured is this thumb right here. And if I hold it to the correct angle, it's cut. Like it's flat. Like there was a chunk of meat missing from my thumb there. For years of practice, we had been doing our own knives over the winter season. The restaurant season had started to kick back up, so my boss called the company in, does our knives. They brought a new set of knives to take out our old ones, to sharpen them and bring them back. And I said to myself, I'll let Jason handle that. I said to myself, hey, today's the day. I'm going to get cut. It had been like a year and a half. I hadn't nicked myself. I hadn't gotten any bad, you know, jabs or anything. And I just knew, like, those brand new knives, I was going to get got. And I was doing romaine lettuce for a chef salad for a customer. And, you know, anybody knows anything about romaine, you don't want to cut it with a knife unless it's being served right away. Otherwise, it gets wilty. And they have ceramic knives and stuff for that now. But back then, that wasn't a popular thing. So anyway, cutting just like this. And for whatever reason, because the romaine was wet, my thumb just moved just far enough. And I came down, picked that knife up, went to go for a second time and realized what I'd done. And I dropped the knife. The knife fell this way so I could see the other side. And the flat tip of my thumb meat was laying on the other side. And I looked down and you could see red meat, all the layers of fat right down to the bone. I grabbed a towel, slapped it over my hand, walked over to my boss, says, I got to go take care of this. And of course, you know, we were restaurant workers in the early 2000s. So we did not, we did not have insurance by any stretch of the imagination, health insurance. So I ran to the bathroom, ran it under a tap, kept bleeding. So I finally just took a towel and I wrapped it around there with the towel. And then I put duct tape on it, let that soak up the blood for a couple hours, then finally dressed it and treated it. And just, man, that was an uncomfortable thumb for like 3 weeks. And finally, when it all healed up and everything, I still have just that flat missing part of my thumb there. It's lessons learned, man. So I'm always I try and always be careful. I'm not always careful. I got hurt during COVID, during the lockdowns, I should say, during the time when it would have very much sucked to go to the hospital because I had already been to the hospital once when I got COVID the first time. But it would have very much sucked and I should have gotten stitches. It was my Leatherman. I was working on the couch. Can't remember which diorama. I think I was cutting something for my 1/12 diorama. And anyway, I had my Leatherman and I just right across here. And I've still got that scar there. So this thumb takes a hell of a beating. I've lived a very stupid life. My life has been interesting and I'm very lucky for that. But also like some of the shit that I've done to myself is just so dumb. You know, I try and tell the stories where I like, you know, good things happen to me and whatnot, but just some things like that, like I did it to myself. And so that was, again, like something I had to address, but yeah, I still have the scar there and just the Leatherman got me and, yep, wrapped it up and everything, kept taking care of it. But man, that hurt. And here's that all cleaned up. That took less than 2 minutes. I started telling the story, stopped a couple of times, but just took those off, cleaned out the inside. What I might do. Hey, how's it going? No name. Thanks for stopping. Excuse me. Jeez, I turned into Rick Sanchez there. Thanks for stopping by, Morty. But I might fill that with hot glue just to make it a little heavier on the base end so that it doesn't tip over as easy because I have giant meat paws and I'll smack stuff over by mistake. But yeah, again, these just like simple, easy to do, easy for the user. And, you know, I'm the user, you're the user. And that's why I like Jason's stuff. You know, you get I got some 3D prints and for the time, this is not me speaking ill of the maker. For the time, the piece that the person gave me was fantastic. They did a great job. It was the drink cart from Galaxy's Edge. I have a video for it on my channel. Now, with the advent of resin printing kits and stuff, I'd love for somebody to make a 1/18th scale because this was 1/12 scale, so it's pretty large. That one's done at less than 30 seconds again. So anyway, the drink cart from Galaxy's Edge, I'd love for somebody to make those in 1/18th scale. That one was traditional printed with I think it's PETG or whatever. And it had print lines. I had to fill it in with primer a couple of times. I didn't have filler primer. That was one of those. FDM, thank you. Dystopian, what's happening? And, you know, I didn't have filler primer at the time. And it was, again, during lockdown. So there was no way I was going to Home Depot just for a can of filler primer. So I really had to put an effort, and where these resin kits are just phenomenal. Like there's barely any print lines. There's barely any effort that needs to be made to, you know, make them presentable for painting. And I'd absolutely love for somebody to make that drink cart a reality, because we all have these stations in cities. Just saying. Yeah. You know, the extruding print is great for, like, I'm sure for like armor and stuff like that if you're a cosplayer, or maybe you're making like a cup holder for your car, you know, things like that. But just the detail on resin prints these days it just makes it so much, for especially for hobbyists. Like, I had there's an Elegoo sitting in the back of my garage. I'm still not entirely over this damn thing. I'm gonna replace the screen this season. I just had issues with the LED screen under the tank. It I liked it. I got like a couple of months of good prints off of it, no problem. Printed out some stuff for Jason's different Jason, for Jason's HO scale stuff. Did some, you know, Roger from American Dad, and Bender from Futurama for my girlfriend, just a bunch of little minis because she has a gumball machine, and I think she was going to put them in the gumball machine. I printed a thermal detonator. You know, I just had fun with it, and just the screen with the exposure kept giving me problems. Like, pre-supported things that should have had no issues were having issues, and I just didn't. It frustrated me, and so I set it aside. I will change the screen and probably print a couple of things here or there, but I don't mind paying for the time of other people's machines and the stuff that they make. Because again, like, this stuff's phenomenal and makes my life so much easier as a maker and a world builder. Yeah. Look at that. In less than 2 minutes. And okay, Bjorn. Well, see, I think your name is Bjorn. That's that's it. I don't think your name is Jason. But, you know, the three DVD players, the three Xboxes / PlayStations. I think. Let's see if I can reach without knocking anything down. I can. Here are the painted ones that I did, and these were just primed in black and then dry brushed. You see, I just hit those buttons with a little bit of color, and I did different colors on the buttons, so it wasn't the exact same console. And then this one I just did an orange and yellow for, like, maybe it's a Rebel hard drive or something. Just different. All 5 days a week. Oh, yeah, I believe it. And they actually those three sit outside of the droid shop that I built on one of these that I had purchased from Jason. So you can see that in a couple of my videos. If you guys are curious what that little display looks like, you can go back and watch. Now, one question I had for you, Jason. Do you model in the supports yourself? Do you let a program do it? Like, how do you go about making that decision when you're producing scale, you know, items for science fiction or your HO stuff, the 187 scale things? Like, how do you go about mapping out the difference? Or do you have somebody that does that? Do you trust use a program to do that? Trial and error? That I've always been curious on. I always just get pre-supported things when I was printing. Hold on. Chichiba. Okay. That's what I was using that, and I was having some issues with it. And, you know, probably a famine error, probably a user area. It's been a Monday, guys. It truly has been a Monday. Probably a famine error. Probably me. Technically, we still have the train set downstairs. I have given away some pieces to friends that do HO scale. I have a friend who has a son who's building an HO scale train, so I'm going to pass along a couple of the cars to him that I worked on when I was a kid. Let's see here. Pop these bad boys out. Trial and error, yeah. I mean, that's one of the great things about, not to talk too much model railroading on this science fiction / cosplay channel. It's more or less just becoming toys, which I'm completely fine with. I'll still do props here or there, that's for sure. But the cosplay end of things, I'll just keep that to the occasional Instagram post if I do an event. But like, there's the advent of 3D printing and like being able to mass produce smaller scale items. Like, you know, if Jason's printing a 1/87th scale, that was Wild Imaginary West Boyle Hobby Time that did the small space diorama. But yeah, the advent of being like Jason, I'm sure you could print out, you know, 15 oil drums, 15, you know, stop signs, all kinds of things on that little plate that prints in those resin printers super fast. And that's great. Like, that's what I did. I can't remember what I printed specifically for Jason. I think they were, what were they? Some type of barrier. I think they were Jersey barriers. But printed those out for him, and just I was able to do an entire plate in 38 minutes. Like, that's ridiculous. It's all cleaned up. I'll just hit the back with a little bit of sandpaper, and that also helps with adhesion too, kids. Remember that. Yeah, Boyle's got a great channel. I love the imaginary Wild Imaginary West that Boyle's building. The jackalope one tickled me, of course, because it's my channel's mascot and my favorite fictional animal, allegedly. But just that one really tickled me. But I like that there are a lot of creators that world build. I'll tell you, Multiverse, for things like this, I just use a nail file, an emery board. I hit it with the rough a little bit and then flip it over to the finer and just use that. Just like, you get like 10 of them for $1 at the dollar store. And I just pick up packs. Like, I'll go in with $5 and pick up 5 packs of them. And just my process is truly this. It's the rough side. And I just hit that. That takes any sort of bumps or anything that might have been there. And then I just go over it with the smooth side, wipe it off. I'll give that probably an alcohol wipe. And then it's all set. And Jason says he uses 150 grit. If anybody's not watching the live chat later when this airs. And Bjorn, I did see the jackalopes that are coming. I'm excited about those. I'm hoping that they offer like a pack of jackalopes, like a 4-pack or something, instead of as an accessory to. I mean, I'll buy repeat figures, but if I can buy like a package of jackalopes, like why wouldn't I buy a package of jackalopes? You need jackalopes. I have a jackalope right here that I've been working on, little mascot for the channel. It's not now on my fork. But you need jackalopes. There's no reason not to have any jackalopes in your station, I think. And that's the thing, is if I get that 3D printer running, I could print out as many jackalopes as I want. I could have 10,000 jackalopes. Wouldn't that be wild? Yeah, I'm excited for their individually or as a set. Awesome. Oh, cool. Like blind bag fucking jackalope. That's dope. I'm excited for their holiday sets that they've got coming out too, with like the kind of old West crotchety old man Santa Claus and the Krampus. Thank you. I feel like what's his name there, the politician who keeps freezing this. Yeah, it's that kind of day. But and you guys see like how quick that just all that took me was less than 15 minutes to clean all those up. Just pumped about the Cobra figures. The Western styled Cobra ones that they're doing, or not Cobra, but Cowbra. Those ones. Nice. Yeah, they got a lot of neat stuff in their line, in all their lines. Excuse me. If I had the money, I'd probably, yeah, the Native American figures look sweet. I don't know if that's how they did it in canon or whatever, but I always thought that Quinlan Voss would probably have been played by a native actor or an indigenous actor. And I'm one of those people that don't want Jason Momoa to do every single role that has somebody with long hair. But I would have loved to have seen, if they ever do Quinlan in live action, indigenous actor or whoever play Quinlan Voss. I think that would be really cool. And I may get those to make a couple of customs for Quinlan, because there's some looks that we never got. His Order 66 Survivor look, where he's all torn up clothes and everything. Yeah, he was in episode 1. In the background, that was kind of a retcon because that was just a random thing, and then they used that as inspiration for his character. But I'd absolutely love for him to be represented by somebody who's indigenous, because I always thought that that's kind of the look that they were going for, especially with the tattoo across the face like that. I love what they're doing over at the Dime Novels toys. So Country Fried Minis or Country Fried Toys. I cannot remember a damn thing today. I am that tired. So those lovely items from Jason aside, thank you again, Jason. I have plans for the wall behind me. Yes. I had those panels up there that were just to add visual interest. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to utilize up to there in the room. And I think I'm going to frame that in as part of gimmick. And just from there, it's just going to be my regular room, because this is my, my bedroom. I have a full basement downstairs, but it needs chicken fried toys. Thank you. The basement needs to be re-cleaned, resealed, everything. There's a lot to do down there. The train is still down there, the model railroad, so we'll figure out what's going to happen with that. I'd like for my cousin to take that with him, but that's a different story for a different day. I think that room that has the train in it will probably be where I build my Jurassic layout or setup. But yeah, I think I'm going to utilize this space for some more starport stuff, maybe landing pads for the ships. That way it's still a nice background to shoot in front of, and it's not super cluttered and chaotic like this will be. Yeah, Equal Force has some cool stuff. I got to handle one of their toys. However, I don't own any myself. I'd like to, excuse me. I'd love to get a couple. Like to get a couple and have those for my diorama, especially the ones with the helmets, because I love helmeted figures. I wish that somebody was doing a nicer 1/18 scale Mars Attacks. I don't like the Reaction Mars Attacks figure. They're not for me. Reaction, those figures don't do anything for me. I buy them, honestly, solely for their accessories, or every once in a while there's a body that I can use, and if it's like $4 or $5, I'd pick those up. Let's see, what did I use recently? I did get this Reaction figure. It's from the Call of Cthulhu thing that they were doing. I think this is a Funko reaction figure. It was 5 points of articulation, but he was a little weird guy, so I figured I could repaint him and just have him chilling out in the world. Yeah, Acid Rain are great, but they cost so damn much. You'll notice I didn't say too damn much because I do think they're worth quite a lot of money. But let me tell you, between the import fees or trying to get to them first or the aftermarket, it's just like it's nearly impossible for me to justify buying toys from that line. There are some I want, like I really want, and I could save up and I could get them, or I could, part with other things to have them. But Joy Toy fills a lot of that itch for me, the articulation, the accessories. But man, some of those vehicles that Acid Rain produces, I want them so bad. The big like pack animal, I can't remember what they're called, but it's like almost like a tauntaun, or not a tauntaun, like a bantha, but it's not. And yeah, they look damn a Gucci. But yes, those things, freaking cool, like really freaking cool. But I got dinosaurs, also really cool. So it's one of those things of trying to find the perfect balance in between the two. Let me tell you, if you guys hit up your Targets, I know a lot of Targets are doing clearance as they get ready for the holiday resets and stuff. I picked up that Guardians of the Galaxy 3-pack of Tiny Little Rocket, Groot, and Cosmo. I'm probably going to repaint Groot and Cosmo and just do a quick repainting video. And the freaking baby Rocket is the cutest. It's cuter than Grogu. I'll say it. It's cuter than Grogu. And I just want nothing more than to keep this little guy safe. So he's going to get a special place, even though there is a Rocket Raccoon right back in there in Gimmick. Yes, Joy Toy is awesome, and they are on Amazon, and that makes them way more accessible and cool. And like I always say, like I get rewards from work if I do a good job and all that other stuff, and I save up my points for our reward system. I get Amazon gift cards, and usually if I don't give them to my girlfriend, a daycare center. Usually if I don't give them to my girlfriend, I'll throw them towards toys. And let me tell you, $10, $15 off of one of those figures makes them an even better value. Yeah. I need to, Marauders is like, you go to the grocery store and you're like, I'm going to eat before I go to the grocery store, right? And so I've got all these toys before I go to the grocery store. And then I get on their website and just my cart winds up $200 and some odd. And I'm like, how the hell did I end up here? All I did was add pouches, $1 or $2 pouches here and there, blasters and whatnot. I need to put it in order for them. Their pouches are really good. The scarves are really awesome. I've seen so many customizers and so many just kit bashers utilize them on their figures and world building, and that's really cool. So hats off to them for having a great product that people like. And they have bodies that I'll probably wind up using for my Ghostbusters, because as much as I'd like to use the Joy Toy mechanics bodies, they are great, but again, most places are now selling them as blind pulls. So you just get one and then you wind up with whatever one that is. I'd like to have that for the bodies for my Joes, but Marauders also has jumpsuited bodies, and they have some stuff coming out in their Vietnam line that have flight suits. So I will pick those up to make my Ghostbusters with. Spartan 118 has a 4-pack of all the Ghostbusters, the classic Busters. I'm going to absolutely do Ghostbusters. They will be gimmicked. I probably will certainly do up Ernie Hudson as the best. He's my favorite Ghostbuster. I always thought Winston was the best, and so I definitely want to really hook that one up. But to have the other guys, maybe I'll build the Firehouse. That's a 118 model that I've seen a couple of, but they're usually kit bashes. I don't think anybody's been making a kit that I'm aware of. I could be wrong. Or not 118, 187 HO scale. of the firehouse from New York City. I've been there quite a few times. It's awesome. It's literally one of those things where you're just standing there and you're like, I'm at the Ghostbusters firehouse. The tangible, they have the sign from Ghostbusters 2, and they put it up in the window. They'll usually put it out around Halloween or like Ghostbusters Day when the movie comes out. They have it up in a window protected now, and they'll light it up from time to time. But like, it's the actual Ghostbusters light. Like, it's the damn Ghostbusters thing. I get goosebumps thinking about it, that I've been there and I could go there. That's one of the great things about living in New York State. Taxes are pretty high here, but being able to go down to New York City and just exist in all the places where movies have been filmed and TV shows, and to go to the Ghostbusters firehouse, like that's their headquarters. It's so cool. And the actual fire company that's based out there, it's an actual firehouse too. So if you ever do go down there, do not block the entrance. They will just they'll push your truck, car, van, taxi, whatever you're in, just right out of the way. But it's a real fire station. But their logo actually has the ghost from the Ghostbusters logo, the No Ghost logo, and he's holding the hook, the fire hook, and it's really cool. I do believe I posted pictures on my Instagram of it. Look at this beard. It's just white. It's just becoming more and more white. Anyway, so yeah, check those out if you can. I love New York City. We used to go quite frequently with the lockdowns and everything. The way the pandemic happened, it's kind of slowed that down a bit. And plus just trying to save money for stuff and, not going, but there's some holiday events coming up that I'm sure will occupy time and get us there. Hey Pirates, how's it going? I could get the Playmobil Firehouse. I know some people that haven't. I know of a couple of places I could pick it up and at toy shows. That's an option. I also see, here's the thing. I've got a foam cutter, hot wire foam cutter. I invested in the thing, realized that 1/12 wasn't really what I wanted to do. And I don't know how much that I could use it for my 1/18 stuff. Something that crossed my mind is like, oh, maybe I could do the Ghostbusters building, the firehouse, but kind of, obviously Star Wars it up, sci-fi it up, Blade Runner it up, cables and hoses running outside the ghost containment unit, lights, lighting it up from the inside. But we shall see. That's an option there. It's a tool for me. Truth be told, I'd probably trade it or sell it to somebody if they wanted it. The hot wire cutter. It's a great tool. I loved it when I was building 1/12 scale dioramas out of foam, but it's just not the tool for me. You got to have a lot of patience and grace. I tend to move and work quick, and I like to make my cuts faster than that thing does. But again, we'll see. But the Playmobil one could be dope. I know I want to do a hovering Ecto 1, add some fins to it, make it more of like a flight vehicle. But man, did I love what they did to the Ecto 1 in Afterlife. Just the additional accessories, the gunner seat. Like, hell yeah, that's peak. They made that. They might as well have said, hey, Famine, we made this especially for you. We know you love gunner seats and things. Here you are, man. This is our gift to you from the Ghostbusters. I mean, I'm wearing my toying around Slimer shirt. So, oh, Bjorn, you're missing out, man. I thought it was a very fitting sequel, a very beautiful, well-done sequel. Just really enjoyed it. It was the first movie I saw in theaters after the lockdowns ended. The last one I saw in theaters before was Joker, and then went to the theater and saw Afterlife. So it was a very weird gap of watching movies on my TV and not seeing anything in theaters. But let me tell you, man, it was really enjoyable. And you guys know I'm always about showing 118 remote control ghost trap. That would be a little tiny button push. I'm always about telling you guys for sales. This dude was normally, I think, $16.99. when it was in stores. It is now at Marshall's. I saw a few of them for $14.99. So if you guys are looking for a Jurassic Monster, Jurassic World toy, or something neat, hell yeah. It's a great toy too. Little mouth action, up and down tail. This is your ghost would be safe from the Ghostbusters, yeah. But yeah, this guy he's gonna get painted up like an elephant, I think. And I'm gonna do do all the individual horns, pick out the craggy bits on his back. He's got so many all over. Really great for dry brushing, so I've been excited for this guy. But yeah, for $14.99 at Marshall's. Pick him up. And I picked up this. I'll show this off. I haven't opened it up yet. You could argue that this is 112, but some of the accessories in there are very clearly like 118 scale. I got this for $5 at Five Below. If they would just sell me a package of these tiny little takeout containers, I'd be thrilled. With the chopsticks in them, like that's awesome. Little bottles of sauce. There's a dumpling steamer, the revolving table for the sushi. So I am going to have a little tiny, I already have a sushi food truck in there with a sushi cat. That's the chef because cats are revered on Gimmick. But now I have a bunch of actual sushi. I don't have to try and mess and make it with polymer clay. So I have these giant hands. So that's exciting for $5. Yeah, I know. I have the printer. It's out in the garage. It's a thing. Me and my I have watched Oilers. Yeah. Me and the 3D printer, we're not seeing eye to eye. I don't know what it is. It that screen really irritated me. Oilers does some amazing kit bashes. Really great world building, really great diorama building. And you watch the things that Euler makes and you see the finished product, and then it leaves Euler. And then every once in a while, Euler will post pictures that people do, post pictures that people make and with his stuff. And he did a skate park for somebody. And I thought for damn sure that was a real skate park. That's how good his skate park was. Highly recommend people check out Oilers. I actually got a package I won from Oilers. It was he was doing a trivia thing, and I won a base that was like concrete road and everything. I've since repurposed it to be a base for actually this guy right here, which is bolted down, which is why I'm not going to grab it. But yeah, and he also included like the pizza box template for the 1/6 for the turtles and things like that. And I passed those on to my buddy who had the nice NECA, the big, were they NECA? I think the big turtles. Yeah, I again thought for sure that his the skate park was a real skate park in the pictures. They used the atmosphere spray. I'm sure in the photos they had actual sunlight shining through. Like I thought it was a skate park, and then I recognized, wait, he just did this for a build, recently on his channel. Holy crap! Like that shit blew my mind. Is what I'm trying to tell you. Like that's just Oilers Workshop. Definitely check him out. And I didn't know that he sold 118 scale cardboard boxes. Those are types of things that I tend to try and make myself. When I was doing 112, I would make paper bags, and I would just absolutely just take a section of real paper bag and then just fold it. I would unfold the actual paper bag, look at it and go, okay, this, and then I would just make little paper bags myself. And I had some 112 scale 40 ounce malt liquor bottles and put them in the paper bag and put it, in somebody's hand walking in front of the building that I have. I will not be good. You cannot make me. Have a great dinner, Multiverse. Thank you for stopping. I appreciate you. But, stick it in a character's hand or put him next to the garbage can. I had Spider-Man reaching inside of he was reaching inside of one of the bags to pull out a sandwich when I had him up on a billboard. So there's all kinds of cool like things you could do. But like, I feel like for a cardboard box, I'd probably just try and make that. Might not be something I buy, but for people who are less inclined to, customize on their own or build on their own, absolutely, like, don't hesitate to hit up Oilers, because again, Oilers make some great stuff and some really cool products. I do recommend. I got to figure out what I'm going to do for dinner. That's a great idea. You guys are making me hungry. We're hitting 55 minutes. I'll push it to the hour, because that's the type of, generous streamer that I am. I want to push it to the hour, but anybody got any projects that they're working on this week? Anything exciting? I know I, for one, am looking forward to building this door. Probably going to put that door together tonight. And figure ideas. I can't wait to see those. Yeah, I promise it's not you guys. Oh, it has been rainy and damp for the past 3 days. It's been dark. It's getting dark out. It's been getting dark out earlier and earlier as the season changes. So if I'm yawning, it's just because I'm tired and I'm not bored, I promise. Cap stashes are awesome. I've got to finish another one. I've got a pile of caps saved, and I found a company that prints caps. So I may be doing some Famine Studios caps to give away when I do cosplay appearances in my Vault Dweller. We shall see. Sunny and beautiful in Colorado. I bet. And then the cold winter comes in, and it can be sunny and beautiful, but cold out there. So it's gonna get cold, and it's gonna get cold and snowy this winter. I'm certain, but working on a ship. Trade haul. Yeah. Hey, your videos, your weekly videos are really, really good and really entertaining. I appreciate that you have those. Yeah, Rad, what are you doing? Like, we've been waiting for you. I haven't even opened anything yet. I've just been waiting. No, I'm kidding. You'll have to go back and watch the video. But yeah, Pirates, your videos have been really nice, like a nice treat to watch during the week, and it's cool what you've been doing with like putting together the ships. You were putting stuff together I wouldn't have even thought of putting next to each other and just like making it work. I did a kit bash. Of two different vehicles. Once it's painted and done, I'll probably do a walkthrough of how I did it. I took a couple of pictures, but I was just kind of like so excited to do it that I did it. And, that's in no small part uninspired by your stuff. Like, that was just like watching you do that. I was like, I want to bash together a ship. And then I started to get ideas, and I did it and came out dope. So thanks for the inspiration, and thank you for the weekly videos. I think I put out, I published a reel today. Michael's is actually doing wargaming terrain and stuff, and that also is great for people that do dioramas, people that base their figures or make like bases for their 1/12 figures before they sell them, or for their collections. So hit that up. Different things, like they have terrain paste, gravels. If you're not one of the people again that'll like, I'll buy, oh my goodness, buddy, we'll go out in a minute. We'll buy sand and put paint in there and then spread it out. And this is really, it's such a good community. Again, like, there's no real infighting. There's no, nobody's bigger than anybody. Nobody's trying to get big and step on the backs of little people. So it's been a really good community. Bjorn, Michael's has the wargaming stuff. Joanne has a lot of miniature stuff. If you have Joanne Fabrics there, check out their craft and hobby stuff. They kind of have some terrain stuff, like world building type things or model making things. They've got a couple of model kits that you could buy, but it seems like Michael's is kind of embracing that niche. They also, really jumped on the Warbler trend when it was high in cosplay. So I recommend hitting up Joanne. Check the clearance section too after the holidays, because there's always seems to always be a freaking holiday. As far as the decor is concerned, check out their clearance section. You can get all kinds of stuff, like even like things like little Christmas trees or little 4th of July displays, stuff like that. I picked up a couple of things here or there, gotten them on sale like 90% off. Like, hell yeah. Paints, they'll clearance their acrylic paints because they're moving in new ones. So, but as you guys can hear, Mr. Stark has opinions. He's tired of hearing me ramble. He wants to go out. So I'm going to let him outside with his mama and his brother. I appreciate you guys tuning in. Truly, Jason, again, thank you for the extras of the package. Thank you for making such phenomenal kits. You guys should go to jasonjensentrains.com. Pick yours up. This is not sponsored. This was just something nice that Jason did to include when I ordered a kit, and I'm always grateful. So again, look forward to seeing these things put together in future videos, and I hope you guys have an excellent night. Thank you so much for tuning in. Be well. As always, too sweet me. Have a good one, guys.